like 2 a.m. in the morning right now, and I just woke up to prepare for some tests that I'll be writing in like a few hours on Saturday. I know, so I gotta put in the work, man. Even though the sleeping is nice, but yeah, we have to fight for our future and stuff like that. So I placed a few trades a few hours ago, which was on a Friday since now it's a Saturday. So I placed a few trades, and the reason I did that is because I don't really mind the holding costs over the weekend for my trades. Since I'm a swing trader, it doesn't really affect me that much. So I didn't want to miss the move. It's not formal, it's according to my plan. But yeah, took like 2 trades, and I'm gonna show you that right now. And hopefully, with all the volatility in the markets right now, with what's going on with tariffs and Trump.
China, 67%. That's tariff. So we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%.
It's kind of hard to predict properly where the markets are moving next, but gotta keep trying and putting in the work. So hopefully those 2 trades do work in my favor, and we can make some profit. Hey guys, I don't know what's going on with my thingy here, because my charts don't want to show and it doesn't want to log in for some reason. I don't know, maybe I think it's my network, since I'm using my own data from my cell phone, like I'm hotspotting myself. So I don't know what's happening, and all the other stuff are working properly, but logging in it doesn't want to. So I'm not sure. I'll keep on trying and see what's happening. Yeah, now I just restarted my device, or my laptop rather, and it's kind of working. So guys, before I show you my trades, just want to take you through the process, like my thought process on taking the trades. So as you saw, for the past few weeks or months rather, we've seen like the dollar losing some momentum here, and to me it was mainly because of the economic factor, since we are looking at the United States. So we saw a lot of shift to the downside and some slowdown to their economy. So that's why we saw this push to the downside, and we've been breaking our support areas like right here, and we also broke this one right here last week, and we've been putting in some lower highs, and maybe another potential lower high might be coming from where we are right now, right? So using that, I did look at the Euro USD, and I took a long position right here, as you can see, after we broke this resistance right here, and then it came back to retest on the 4-hour time frame. That's where I took this trade right here. As you can see, it's pretty much at break even at the moment. So I took this trade anticipating a move to the upside, especially looking on the daily time frame. This looks like a very beautiful setup, and I can also use my trend filters as moving averages. As you can see, we broke this moving averages, and I'm expecting a move to the upside, right? So it's pretty simple, nothing complicated here. So using that, also I did take a gold long position, because if there's a lot of uncertainties in the market, gold usually performs really good. So that's why I took this position right here, because there's a lot of conflicts or trade wars going on. So I'm expecting a push to the upside, since gold usually performs better if the dollar is not doing so great, and at the same time if there's a lot of uncertainties in the market. So I think that's why I think this is a very good trade, and it's going to continue to the upside. But if we do not see that, and I see a break of this structure right here, of this support and this lower high right here, I will stop out and maybe look to take another position if we do come back to this area right here, and maybe look for some long positions in like better pricing. Other than that, guys, let me just try and continue and prepare for my test and write down some notes and be ready for it, since it's in a few hours. And yeah, let me just get off the charts, since it's Saturday already. do too much. Otherwise, I'll see you in a bit. So guys, back at my student resident, and I just finished writing my test. Now it's around 5:45. Just came back from campus. Anyways, I forgot to show y'all like my setups for the upcoming week and what I'm looking at. So let me just get straight into that, and then we'll end the video on that note for this week. Let's get straight into it. Back to the charts, guys. So like I said a few minutes ago, I'm expecting the dollar to continue to the downside, and this move right here to the upside on the daily time frame, this one right here, this blue one, I think it's because of NFP on Friday, since we got good numbers, and this tariff thing is like affecting a lot of markets at the moment, and now investors are thinking that we're going to have a recession, and in a recession the dollar usually performs better compared to other currencies like your euro, your CAD, your GBP, your CHF and stuff like that, right? And the reason for that, I'm not really going to go too deep into it, but just know that in a recession the dollar usually outperforms these other currency pairs. So if it does outperform, you can look for some short positions for Euro USD. I know that's contrarian to what I have in the screen right now, but I do not really see a recession coming or taking place because of my other reasons, which I'm not gonna go too much into. So that's why I took that short position to the downside. And looking at your indices, I'm expecting some pullbacks to maybe previous support or resistance right here, and then maybe I might look for some short positions. But looking at like what's going on at the moment, I don't really see much of a pullback happening at the moment, but I might be wrong. It might actually come sooner than I expect. Then I'll be looking for some short positions. Why? Because the tariff stuff is affecting businesses in the United States, right? So if higher tariffs are being implemented on other countries, the United States is going to spend more money on the business side. It's going to spend more money trying to import goods or trying to import all the other stuff that they use in the United States that they do not produce in their country, right? So that's why I'm expecting a continuation to the downside. And if you can remember last week, I had a bullish bias on US 500, but that has changed. Why? Because I'm not married to the market. I can change my decision anytime based on what I have in front of me, the data that I have. So this is why I have shifted from being bullish to kind of bearish at the moment. Not entirely, but I'm more leaning to the bearish side at the moment. And on US states is still the same story. More cost for US companies to import goods and all those other stuff that they don't produce, so which means that's going to be bad for business. That's why we're seeing this tank to the downside. And also China implemented the same tariffs against the United States, so that's even worse for business, right? US 100 still the same story here, as you can see. Like I said last week, I was a bit more bullish. I was expecting a bounce to the upside, but after Trump mentioned those tariffs that he was talking about, and we saw that chart that he showed us of like the types of tariffs that will be implemented on each and every country, this is where we saw this push to the downside, and that's when I chose to change my mind a little bit. And looking at your metals, like I explained, also feel free to rewind the video and hear my thought process on this one. And the reason why silver is also down this much, I think it's because since we are talking about tariffs, right, it's going to cost the United States more to import silver from other countries. So if it's going to cost them more, they are most likely going to import less silver than they usually do. So if they import less silver, which means there's less demand for silver, thus dropping the price of silver. I hope that makes sense.
Perfect.
So that's why we also see copper being down so much right here, 8%. That's a lot. On our currency pairs, like I said, I'm looking at Euro USD, and that's just about it. On USD JPY, I was looking for some short positions, but I missed this one right here. As you can see, I had this template right here, but I missed it, unfortunately. So yeah guys, that's it for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll be making more of this one. So please make sure to stay tuned and like the video, share with your friends, and all those kind of good stuff. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next